morning also, Member of Parliament for North Tong, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, he's been leading the conversation on the $34.9 million contract signed with Service Ghana Auto Group Limited for the maintenance of the 307 ambulances. And he's joined us on the line this morning with some updates to the expose. Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hi, good morning, Winston. Thank you for having me.
Great. So, tell us, what's the latest update on the 307 ambulances procured in 2019?
Well, good morning to all your listeners, Winston. This scandal is getting more and more shocking by the minute. So it has emerged that the very people who masterminded the inflated and unconscionable $34.9 million spare parts deal, a deal which literally means that for each ambulance, the Ghanaian taxpayer is spending $113,000 on one ambulance. We all know that those who masterminded this hurriedly set up a company even after they have been given the ambulances to service. And they were being paid 8 months before they sat to sign a contract. We know how shady and dubious that company, Service Ghana Auto Group Limited, and this is according to the Auditor General, how they engaged in over-invoicing, how the procurement laws of our country were flagrantly violated in their favor. So that was the first episode. The second episode revealed the powerful people behind the whole scheme. We now know that the president's daughter's business associates, business partners, and close associates who put this whole rot together. In this third episode, Winston, we have discovered that the same people who were given this $34.9 million contract a few days before Ken Oforiatta left office. These same people apparently are the guys who were made to set up different companies to procure the ambulances. Once again, single sourced, no regard to the procurement law.
Hold on a minute. When you say different companies, explain. I mean, which companies, how many companies?
So for the spare parts deal, remember they used Service Ghana Auto Group Limited. You remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
Now, for the procurement of the ambulances, they didn't use Service Ghana. These are the companies they used. 8 companies. ELOC Consult and Services Limited, Best Engineering Works Limited, Blue Mix Company Limited, Prestige Era Company Limited, RDC Company Limited, Luxury World Auto Group Limited, and Quality Suppliers and Builders Company Limited. Now, interestingly, 6 out of these 8 companies were all formed in 2017, between April and September, when President Akufo-Addo became president, when he was sworn in on the 7th of January 2017, you will also discover that some of these companies were hurriedly incorporated, and their principal activity, what they were being formed to do, had nothing to do with importing ambulances, like Best Engineering Works. You have a company like Prestige Era. Some of them saying they are being incorporated to do road construction, to do engineering, and what have you. None of the 8 companies has a track record in ambulance importation, maintenance, servicing, and what have you. They've never imported ambulances. And to think that companies that have been so hurriedly put together with no links, with no licensing, because to import ambulances and the kind of maintenance regime required and all of that, you will really need not only the expertise, but you need a certain licensing regime. All of that were not followed. Now, it even gets murkier, Winston, when we discover that if you read page 2 of the Auditor General's report, and the last time you spent some time taking listeners through the content of that report.
Sure.
Now, page 2 of that report says that government officials told the auditors that the value of these 307 ambulances is $54.3 million. You remember that?
Yes.
$54.3 million.
Yes.
When you go to page 24, when the Auditor General decided to assess the insurance regime of the ambulances, the Auditor General was told that a unit cost of the ambulance is $80,000. $80,000. When you do the math, you notice that at $80,000 times the 307 ambulances, the value of the ambulances should have been $24,560,000 at 80,000, nowhere near the $54.3 million. So just as you have the inflationary pricing when it comes to the spare parts, it was the same modus operandi when these ambulances were being procured. And remember that it is the same modus operandi when they were even servicing that illegal servicing contract, because the Auditor General discovered that they engaged in over-invoicing, which is fraudulent, which is criminal. So you see a pattern very consistently. Any opportunity, they inflate. The Auditor General says that at $80,000, we should have received $24.5 million as the bill. Now, even if you add the 10% insurance premium of that will be $8,000 to the $80,000, the entire amount should not have exceeded $29.7 million. And yet, we paid $54.3 million. Now, if you put this amount we paid in context, it means instead of 307 ambulances, we could actually have, with that amount of money, with $54.3 million, we could have bought 678 ambulances. It means that we got less than half the actual value.
Okay.
I mean, it's
I mean, I have
just
seen
criminal.
Yes, I have seen that part that you talk about. That is, I think, paragraph 46. It says that the premium per Mercedes-Benz Sprinter ambulance was $8,000 based on 10% on cost of $80,000 per Mercedes-Benz Sprinter ambulance. But let's come to the latest one. You've talked about the 8 companies, six of which were founded in 2017. Now, you say these are associates of the president's daughter. Can you justify that?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
If you pay regard to the incorporation documents which we have in our possession, you take ELOC Consult. ELOC Consult is run by Stephen Okoro. Remember the name Stephen Okoro. This is the same gentleman who is director with the Service Ghana Auto Group Limited.
Sure.
So he's from the Service Ghana Auto Group Limited fame. Now, it is quite instructive to note that this is the same gentleman who gave President Akufo-Addo his first granddaughter. When you continue to assess the incorporation documents, you notice that Stephen Okoro brings on board a brother, initially not presented as such, Solomon Okereke. But we have pierced the veil, gone beyond to find out who exactly this gentleman is. And we noticed that he only tried to play smart. He's also an Okoro, so he's Solomon Okereke Okoro, who is a brother to this close associate of Jan Krumah.
How do you come to the conclusion that is a brother? They could have names, but same name, but may not be related.
Good, yeah, brilliant question. So beyond obtaining official documents, and I've indicated that we have intercepted his passport, we've also done background checks. We've done the requisite due diligence, and the parliamentary oversight we have done comes to that firm conclusion. So we are on solid ground on that. That has been confirmed beyond any doubt. They cannot deny it. It is irrefutable. It is unimpeachable. It is irreproachable. And when you assess all the other companies, Best Engineering Works, you see there Alvin Mensah, who is a long-time associate of Edwina Akufo-Addo. That also has been checked. We've done all the due diligence. And then you assess all the other companies, Blue Mix, Prestige Era, RDC Company Limited, Luxury World, Quality Supplies and Builders Company Limited. You'll observe that these are subscribers. If you pay attention to the incorporation documents of Service Ghana Auto Group Limited, you see that the remaining companies, these companies are in an alliance of a sort. They are the subscribers, the trustees of Service Ghana Auto Group Limited. So you see the link. These are companies registered together, working together, having a partnership. So it is the same group of people.
Since there's a running story, we definitely would come back to you for more information. But before we wrap it all up, the Ghanaian Times this morning says that alleged payment for spare parts for ambulance, we've not paid 10 million to SGAG, Bank of Ghana. And they say that the Bank of Ghana has denied claims it has paid an amount of $10 million to Service Ghana Auto Group for spare parts and maintenance contract. It entered with the National Ambulance Service. Now, according to the Ghanaian Times, a source within the bank disclosed to the Ghanaian Times that no payment has been made so far since no demand had been placed for such payment to be effected. This is a quote, "We've established the letters of credit in favor of Service Ghana Auto Group for $10 million. We confirm that there has not been any payment on the LC and we are yet to receive any call or demand on it." How do you respond to this?
That source may just be engaging in semantics. If you go through the GIFMIS system, and we have published our findings from GIFMIS, you will note that Ken Ofori-Atta, who instructed on the 9th of February that this $10 million be released, he instructed the Contract Accountant General from the GIFMIS system on the 23rd of February this year. The instruction was carried out, and that LC was established. And indeed, from the GIFMIS system, it is stated emphatically that release of funds. So the documents we have contradict what that source. And you see, we are talking about public funds. Whoever is speaking to the Ghanaian Times should be bold to own up. Look, since this scandal, look at the statement the Ministry of Health issued last week. It just says PR unit. Nobody is boldly owning up and speaking to these things. Why is everybody hiding?
Okay.
Why? If you guys have nothing to hide, I mean, it is so disrespectful. You don't treat the Ghanaian people like that. These are our resources. Whoever is trying to dispute the evidence we've put out, documents, letters that have been signed, payments that have matured under GIFMIS, be bold and speak out. Let's know who is speaking up. Those are the Ministry of Health who put out that, very porous and dishonest statement last week, and only signed by, say, PR unit. What is PR unit?
All right.
People should own up
Honorable Blackwell.
and should be accountable.
Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Blackwell. It's an ongoing story. We definitely will come back when there's need for more details. Thank you very much. That's Member of Parliament for North Tongue and Chairman of the Government Assurances Committee in Parliament, Samuel Okudzeto Blackwell.